Hello, everyone. It's 49 days. You heard me right. 49 days to the 2023 election. We are getting to that crunch time. Every one of us, we need to stand for Nigeria. In 49 days, you'll be able to choose who becomes the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and also who become members of the National Assembly. A week after that, you again will be choosing the people that will become governors of the respective states and members of the state houses of assembly. It's a very important responsibility. But you can't do it without your PVC. And please, if you have not gotten your PVC, go and get your PVC. We don't just only do countdown, we also read from the Electoral Act 2022, and today we are on section 106. Section 106 is quite a long one, and I'll delve right into it. It's about election of area council of chairman. It says subsection 1 of section 106 of the Electoral Act 2022 says, a candidate for an election to the office of chairman shall be deemed to have been duly elected to the office, where being the only candidate nominated for the election, he or she has a majority of yes votes over no votes cast at the election, and B, not less than 1/3 of the votes cast in the election in each of at least 2/3 of all the wards in the area council, provided that where the only candidate fails to be elected in accordance with this subsection, then there shall be fresh nomination. Subsection 2 says, a candidate for an office or the office of the chairman shall be deemed to have been elected where there being only two candidates for the election. He has A, majority of the votes cast at the election, and B, not less than 1/4 of the vote cast at the election in each of at least 2/3 of all the wards in the area council, as the case may be. Subsection 3 says, if no candidate is duly elected under subsection 2, the Commission shall within 14 days conduct a second election between the two candidates, and the candidate who scored the majority of the votes cast at the election shall be deemed duly elected at the election. 4. A candidate for an election to the office of chairman shall be deemed to have been duly elected where there be more than two candidates for the election. He or she has A, the highest number of votes cast at the election, and B, not less than 1/4 of the votes cast at the election in each of at least 2/3 of all wards in the area council, as the case may be. Subsection 5 says, if no candidate is duly elected in accordance with subsection 4, there shall be a second election in accordance with subsection 6, at which the only candidate shall be A, the candidate who scored the highest number of votes at the election held under subsection 4, and B, one among the remaining candidates who has the majority of votes in the highest number of votes. So, however, where there are more than one candidate, the one among them with the highest total number of votes cast at the election shall be the second candidate for the election. Subsection 6 says, in default of a candidate duly elected under the following subsection, the Commission shall within 14 days of the result of the election held under the said subsection arrange for another election between the two candidates, and a candidate at such an election shall be deemed to have been duly elected to the office of a chairman of the area council if he or she has A, majority of votes cast at the election, and B, not less than 1/4 of the votes cast at the election in each of at least 2/3 of all the wards in the area council, as the case may be. 7. Subsection 7, if no candidate is duly elected under subsection 6, arrangement shall be made within 14 days of the result of the previous election for another election between the two candidates specified in subsection 6, and a candidate at this last election shall be deemed duly elected to the office of chairman of the area council if he scores a simple majority of votes cast at the election. That's quite a lengthy one, but that's how specific the law can be. Thank you so much for watching this, and please remember, it's 49 days to the 2023 election. If you thought we had time before, the time is really fast running out. Let's get to work and put Nigeria on the path of progress. Thank you, and bye-bye.